What's going on, everyone? It is, I don't know what time it is. It is 10 a.m. in Eastern Standard Time. Oh, the Goof Troop, reporting for duty, sir, is in the house. We got the Knicks tonight. Oh, we got Mint Mobile. I got a Mint Mobile commercial playing around the background because they are a proud partner of Online Big Blue Sports. How's everyone doing today? Is there anything to chat about? We got the Giants' new uniforms. That's a little bit of an unmitigated disaster. It's the Goofies. We're here. We got the Goofies. We got those uniforms, the 100th century uniforms. You know, maybe I wouldn't be upset by the uniforms if we didn't just basically steal them from the Montreal Canadiens. So maybe I wouldn't be as upset. The jerseys don't anger me as much as everything else. I always, like I said, I love the new logo. I love the logo. I do. I really love the 100-year anniversary logo. I talked about that. Let's say hi to everyone real quick. So I got stuff to talk about today. Joe Rev says, Mr. Online Big Blue, sir, G family here. Can I have a Pluto instead of a Goofy? Just asking. No. Only Goofies for you. Sorry, sir. It's early, man. Mr. Online Big Blue, sir. We got yo. So I always love the yo. We got Mike Gallo coming in and go. It's the Goofies because we're all kind of goofy here. Big Chris going. What's up, Tim? Good morning. Good morning, also Miguel. Mr. McCormick says I hate them. Season's over before it begun. And that's from Mr. McCormick. Emmanuel. Yo. Oh, these jerseys. These jerseys are going to be, you know what the funny thing is? I don't know how they're going to look on television. And that's kind of, I always think back to my marketing days. And I always think back that you, and we talked about this, you do a focus group. And the focus group is having the understanding of what people like, what people dislike. You have different ages in this focus group. You get everyone's opinion on it. And then you take a look at this, and then you kind of, you kind of then draw comparisons to what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And evidently this was a 2-year process that they went through with Continental Airlines. I think it is in the NFL itself. You should have went back to the drawing board because you basically just ripped off the Montreal Canadiens. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to be goofy about that. But that's literally what you did. You took the jerseys from the Montreal Canadiens, and I understand they're the 1930 whatever throwback jerseys. I get that. I truly get that, and I understand what they were going for. I really do. But the problem is this: you have your fan base now is a much younger fan base than you had in 1925. So I mean. You could have mixed in a little bit, and I know they went from the 25 team, and they also went from I think it was the what team was it? The 38 championship team, and all that. And I get that. I truly get that, and I truly understand that. I'm trying to be professional here because I'm trying to pull things up because I'm not ready for the stream. I was not ready because I'm too goofy. But literally, there you go. They just put a number in the middle. There you go. That's our jersey. That's the jersey. You're all just goofy. Get over it. Get over it, you goofballs. Kevin saying, what's up, Tim? Peace. I made $100 million. Now what? Oh, you made $100 million? The helmet is nice, but the rest is trash. The helmet looks like you're either a Michigan Wolverine. And I'm not talking Wolverines from of course from the classic Red Dawn. And I'm not talking the remake of Red Dawn. I'm talking about the 80s classic Red Dawn. And like I said, the helmet to me is basically the helmet they wore in the 1938s. We showed the Philadelphia Eagles putrid jerseys and helmets they had back in the day. And they had the exact same helmet. Look, I'm being professional here, guys. I'm doing all this professional stuff right now because we're professionals. Because we're not goofy, guys. Where could we be going with this goofy question? Where could we be going with this? It's almost like there's a goofy type of buildup. I don't know where we could be going with this. Does anyone have an idea? Bueller? But then if you take a look, like I said, you go back, I think years ago, there you go. It's the same helmet. Now, maybe that's the style, and that's the only same helmet that they wore. And then it's the brown pants that get me. The brown, and I understand what they're going with. I understand that. You could have went with red. You could have went with white. Hell, I would have gone with blue. But the tan pants, man. I think it was James Williams that told me, is this George Clooney from Leatherheads? Is that what we're doing right now? Is that what we're working on right now? Is that what we're doing? Danny Slow Processor says, good morning, Tim. That 100-year anniversary gift box for the season ticket holders looks nice. It does. The box looks great. The rings cost $35 because we've given these away, and the box of 4 costs $35, which is good because if you extrapolate how much they cost over how many season ticket holders are, they spend some change. And softball uniforms, I don't think it's softball uniforms. I think it's let's go Knicks and the Good Morning OB family. DJ looks like a Make-A-Wish kid in the new uniform. Mr. LeVar, where have you been? I'm here, Mr. Online Big Blue Star, Mr. Lord Casanova. You know me and Romeo ain't never been friends. Emmanuel says, celebrating 100 years just for us to struggle to get 5 wins. It could be worse. You could go out and buy a $200 25 jersey, or what I should say, if you go on the Giants website, they're selling sweatshirts, pullovers for $200, $219. And I love it because it's one of those things that you look at it and you're like, okay, all it says is 1925 on it. So, and I love it because then someone went back and posted, I can get the same sweatshirt without the 1925 for $35. Wait, gotta make sure.
Hey, okay.
Sorry. Gotta make sure that's ready for some unknown reason.
Hey, you gonna be talking about me?
No, Carl Banks Jr. We're not gonna be talking about you yet. In a moment. Daryl says, Tim and the OBB family, it's a wonderful day in Goofy Land. What's up? Good morning, Tim, from the Goof Troop. What's up, Chris? DJ is doing the cha-cha-cha in Is it prohibition? Swing culture. What's up, my brother? Top of the morning to you, Tim. Danny Slow Processor says, the 6th-year quarterback gets paid big money. Already we're not allowed to criticize him. Now that's goofy. Let's rip into Carl Banks now and Bob Papa. Papa, we all know who I mean. Don't you love it when I call you Big Papa? He still thinks I'm someone I'm not. I think there's a world where the Giants go 0-16 and another one they go 9-8 and miss the playoffs. They would have to go 0-17. There is 17 games this season, I think, and we have one extra home game. Hey, Tim, based on the schedule, and if Daniel Jones plays decent, the Giants might get 7 wins to 8 wins in the upcoming season. I hope so, because then my season tickets aren't worth garbage. I've said this before. I said it before. I'm going to say it again. LeVar says, am I the only one happy about the Nick Fucker signing? You might be. Did you see his stats in the Canadian League? I think it's funny. I got a little hair out of place there on the other side there. I think it's funny that that Nathan is basically like, well, I can't cut it in the CFL. I might as well go play for the Giants. Good morning, Blazing. Matthew says, I got a good feeling about the Knicks today. Good shot. They win the game at home. They better win the game at home. They better win, because if they don't win, I'm going to be upset. And you don't like me when I'm angry. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Of course, that's from the old Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk show. So evidently on Twitter, and I'm going to have James on. I'm going to have T-Brad on later. Send me your anniversary box, Tim. Is love to have it. Love to have. No, I'm going to keep it. I keep all my Giant stuff. Sorry, Barbara. I keep all my Giant stuff. All the Giant. Last year we got plastic cups and a pennant and the schedule from. And the pennant was from last year. So I have 2 pennants, one from last year and the one from the other year. So, and the plastic cups. I actually like a lot of people bitch about the plastic cups. I actually like the plastic cups. I got them down in the bar. Never going to use them because I wouldn't drink them. So I probably got some, they're not BPA free and they'll probably kill me. Because you never know. The Giants probably laced it with something to get me. You can't get me because I'm hunkered down in the bunker. But evidently there was a conversation on the Bob Papa Carl Banks podcast, and there was a conversation. It came up about I guess it came up that someone had said something, and then they turned around and basically they made a Daniel Jones comment, I should rephrase that, they turned it into a Daniel Jones comment. So in all fairness and transparency, like we always do, we are going to play we're going to play that section of the pod, and we're going to let Carl talk for himself. So, sometimes I cringe because I don't know where I never know where things are going to go, guys. I never know where they're going to go. Just warning you.
Now, did I say Giants anywhere in that tweet?
No, you did not.
So yeah, so evidently it was it was the Bob Papa tweet, and someone turned it into a Daniel Jones hatred tweet. So here we go. We're just gonna listen to Carl.
Was Steve Palazzolo's tweet in any way Giant related?
Nope.
Well, how did it become a?
Now the tweet, of course, they have the tweet up on the screen. And it says, "Why wouldn't I want him to be successful? Means team is successful from Bob Papa." And he says, "Just curious, are you rooting for Daniel Jones just to be successful this season?" So it was very innocuous. I mean, I wasn't. Here we go.
Negative Daniel Jones comment.
I think we're in goofy land right now. I mean, these again, let's preface this. There are certain sector of folks that call themselves Giant fans.
First of all, this is what pissed me off. This is what fucking pisses me off. In certain sectors, oh God, this is going to go bad. Certain sectors of people that call themselves Giant fans. So if you don't agree with what's going on and you have your own opinion and you have your own thought process, you're labeled into this section of fans that call themselves Giant. Let's listen to that again. This is always a way to bring your fan base together, and this is always a way to be inclusive of the fan base, because when you call out a segment of the fan base, this is always the way to do it.
Certain sector of folks that call themselves Giant fans that
pisses me the fuck off. Where do you have the audacity to question someone else's fandom because you don't like what they're saying and you don't like the direction that it's going? Where do you have that audacity? I could say it because, like I said, because I'm a dumb fan. I'm not sitting there broadcasting for the Giants. I'm not sitting there being, not being the face of the franchise, being face of the franchise in reference to, the radio broadcasts and things like that. And I know that's an oxymoron saying that. But you're sitting there and you're painting with a broad brush by saying, that call themselves Giants. So if you don't agree with Carl Banks, you don't agree with the Giants, you don't agree with the collective, you are not a fan.
Have made it their life's work to shit on Daniel Jones.
Oh, poor Daniel Jones. They've made it their life's work to shit on Daniel Jones. Okay. Okay, this is going bad. I'm actually getting more and more aggravated now that I watch this again.
And it's to the point, and they don't even realize it. It's to the point to where they're so goofy with these takes that it's making Daniel Jones a sympathetic figure. And what it does is forcing people, which I'm seeing more and more of, forcing people to say, look, he didn't have certain things. And there were
we have forcing certain people to say, all I've heard for 5 years, he doesn't have an offensive line, he doesn't have wide receivers, he doesn't have a running game, he doesn't have the summer equinox on his back. The grass turf that is not a turf at Meadowlands and MetLife, has not been cut to exactly 3/8 of an inch. The wind is not out of the northeast. The left window is open in that suite over there, which is causing a downdraft, which is giving him a chill. But he doesn't have these things.
Certain things in place. And, he's had several different coaching staffs. And so
Justin Herbert, going back to college in his first couple of years in the pros, I believe he had for 4 or 5 years in a row 4 or 5 different offensive coordinators and head coach. Not 4 or 5 head coaches, but he had also different head coaches.
This constant beating on a guy that you're supposed to be a fan of his team is just outright goofy, right? I mean,
it's the fan of his team. I thought the Giants were a 53-man roster. I didn't know it was his team. I understand that people like use that vernacular and throw that around with, well, the quarterback, it's his team.
It's so overdone right now. It's not exhausting. It's just tired.
You know what's tiring? And I've said this before. You want to know what's tiring? This is what's tiring. This is what's tiring after going on 5 years. Having a quarterback who has zero pocket awareness, zero pocket presence. Having a quarterback that cannot get off his first read at certain amount of times. Having a quarterback that doesn't understand the nuance of just looking downfield to see the open man instead of going for the check down. Having a quarterback that cannot stay on the field. Having the quarterback making mistakes at the most inopportune points. Having the quarterback fold outside of the Minnesota game when the pressure is on. Having a quarterback whose stats on his big year, his contract year, were below league averages. We did it before. We took the other 31 quarterbacks. We averaged out all the stats and compared it. And like the average was like 3,700 yards and 26 touchdowns or 24 touchdowns. I can't remember exactly what it was. So his stats that got him the contract is below average. I'm tired of hearing the excuses. Why? This is what we're tired of. The excuses of why Daniel Jones is this. I'm tired of hearing people make mistakes and then have them cover and say, well, he didn't have this. It's like the Howard Cross moment after the interception in the Seattle game. Standing there in the coaches club, getting ready to leave, and Howard Cross is doing the show, and he's wanting people to ask him questions that are there, and people are asking him questions, and he's like, well, you know what the problem was? You know, that interception wasn't Daniel Jones's fault. It was because he was under duress. And people are like, he had a clean pocket. Well, then he backs up. Well, he was under duress all game, which is why he rushed that past. Maybe we're just tired, Carl, about being shit on as a fan base by an organization. I hearken back to Craig Morton. I've told this story before. My grandmother, God rest her soul, gave me a Craig Morton jersey for my birthday, and I cried. It was year 2 of Craig Morton. I cried. I didn't want a fucking Craig Morton jersey. We traded a first-round pick for Craig Morton, which to Dallas Cowboys, that pick happened to turn to be Randy White. And Craig Morton sucked. Literally sucked for 3 years.
That's what she said.
And at that time, this 70s team understood how bad Craig Morton was. And these were bad Giant teams. These aren't teams that had great offensive lines. These aren't teams that had great wide receivers. These are teams that didn't have this. And they got rid of him. You see people in this league now, 3 years with a quarterback, tops usually, because you know what you have. You get rid of them and you move on. Chicago Bears moves on from Justin Fields. Josh Rosen was moved on from after 1 season. Dwayne Haskins, RIP, moved on as well. They figured out that if a guy can't play, you move on. We are tired of excuses. And I shouldn't talk as we, because that's painting with a broad brush. And I'm not going to speak for other fans, because I've said this before. You could root for Daniel Jones all you want. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. I hope Daniel Jones succeeds. I hope Daniel Jones wins. I hope Daniel Jones takes the Giants to the fucking Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl. These are all the things that I've hoped for. But these are also all things I've been waiting now 6 years to be hopeful of. People always go, well, it's you look back to the Tampa game. That was in the first season. Well, it was that big game in Minnesota against probably one of the worst defenses I've seen in the playoffs in 30 years. Did he have a good game? 100%. Did he look great? 100%. What happened in Philadelphia when you played a real team and a real defense? What happened opening day in Dallas? Against Dallas, not in Dallas, because we all know it was the rainy day. Because we were sitting there in the rain. and we're down by 26 going into the half, and I'd look at Big L and I tell him, "Hey, I think we can come back. I think we got this." Big L looks at me and goes, "Tim, I think they're going to drop 50." So you sit there and talk about a segment of the fan base. So you're going to alienate a segment of the fan base because you're tired. You're tired. It's tiring. No, it's also tiring being told that you can't have your opinion.
You must join the board. Join the collective. If you do not root for Daniel Jones, you are not a fan.
And then I love it because people told Carl, like, you should come on the show. Well, I don't have to come on the show. It's there. I don't care if you come on the show or not. I invited him on too. I don't care if he fucking comes on. Don't give a shit. Because you know he's not gonna. Why? Because I'm not a jock sniffer. Maybe it's because I played. Not as high as level Carl Banks played, but maybe it's because I played. Maybe because I've hung around professional athletes, but it doesn't impress me. I'm not going to sit there and kiss people's asses. I ask questions. And I even said to him, I said, if you want to come on, you're more welcome on. You can have your point of view, make sure there's no misunderstanding, misconceptions. And I will sit there and, give you all the time in the world. Because I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to bash you for your opinion. I'm not going to sit there and say, you know what? It makes me tired. You know what makes me tired? Carl Banks telling me that I don't need to be tired. That's what makes me tired. You know what makes me tired? Me saying that I'm a bad fan because I want something better for our team. That makes me tired. We're tired of the excuses. And we've said it before. Excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one. That's what we're tired of, Carl. And for you to sit there and alienate and point out a segment of the fan base. And I understand you're doing your podcast thing with the Papa. I understand. I get that. I understand the value of saying what you want to say, but you're also the man that comes out during the game, has a moment of clarity, has an epiphany, sits there and says, the Giants are officially broken. I remember that comment, or officially a broken team. I don't remember the exact game, but I remember that comment. The Giants are officially broken. Then he goes into the post game. Yeah, I know that comment kind of changed a little bit. That's not really what I meant. That's not what I meant to say. And now he's backpedaling. I said it before. He's backpedaling better than he ever backpedaled before ever in his career. And now he's using the condescending fan on. Fan on. Did I freeze up? Am I? I don't know if I froze up. Hold on here. Coach Dave says, hey, Tim, are you part of the Goofy segment of the fan base? Of course I am. I'm Admiral Goofy. I'm the Admiral of the goofiness. Oh, the two Mara puppets. I don't blame them for being, I don't say they're Mara puppets. But I will say this. You get paid by the franchise. You are being paid by the team to speak about the Giants. So you're not, make sure you hit the like button, guys. You're not going to go against the team. I understand that. I get that. But I have heard other radio broadcasters that call out the teams and actually speak the truth at times. Remember, Carl, Mike Lee, remember Carl Banks is the biggest homer. So if you're anywhere criticized, you are not a Giant fan. Yes, I forgot Carl Banks is the biggest homer. We did say that Carl Banks is the biggest homer. Carl Banks is under control. He's a good, I'm not going to say that. He's not. I'm not going to say I'm going to say he's a good soldier. Because I don't think anyone's a servant to anyone. I think he's a good soldier. Chris says, the comment by Carr really pissed me off was, really, Carr? You give Daniel Jones another 5 years. The statement is on par with Evan Neal's comments. Evan Neal, and I love it. And like I said, Evan Neal's having his own problems. Evan Neal's having his own issues. Evan Neal said things that were truthful. The burger flipping thing was stupid. We talked about that. But he basically came out, Evan Neal, and said, listen, because he's not a fan favorite. And he was basically saying about the fans, I could have 45 plays, 43 of them, nothing. I'm fine. I get 2 bad plays, and everyone, all they do is focus on the 2 bad plays. The problem is this. Imagine you had a quarterback that has more than 2 bad plays, and a quarterback who at times has such bad plays, they cost you games. And he still makes the same mistakes going into year 5, now going into year 6. Imagine that. We got the big old two-toe dropping the super. Got a massive salute and respect to the boss, Tim, and all the diehard Giant fans across the pond. Please slap all the stinky boys, including Saquon, out the door. Fan on. Oh, no, we're going to have James and T-Brad on in a few minutes. It might be early for James. we're gonna have the crew on. We're gonna have the crew on in a few minutes. Why? Because we're all goofy. We are all goofy. Don't you love it when I call you Papa? Throw your hands in the air if you're Cora player. I don't know. Oh, I can't even think. The 2 mirror pup. I still love that comment. Coach Day says the company man is calling out the consumer for a bad product that puts them out. Makes sense. And then he's defending the $219 hoodie. And I love it because people are calling. He's like, well, it may not be for everyone. There's something that could really fit in. Maybe there's something that could fit into your budget. So now I'm not only a bad fan, but I'm cheap and I don't have any money. Because I don't want to pay $219 for a hoodie. Are they not seeing the same shit we've been seeing for years now? Like, what the fuck? LeVar says, I think you froze up. I think I'm back. I love my Giants. Also, don't forget you can watch us on NewYorkGiantsLive.com. I love my Giants. Hi, what's up, Matthew? I don't have to agree with them, what they do. It doesn't make me feel them any less. I don't love them any less. I hate DJ because he's a loser. I was happy when we finished 2022, but I wanted him gone into before 2022. Why should anyone be a fan of the Giants after this? We should all fall in line with a mediocre at best quarterback, or we're labeled goofy. Mr. McCormick, I love you, brother. You know I love you. But you're goofy. You're goofy. That's what you are. Because you have an opinion. You have a thought process. You don't stand there and worry what other people think about you. We've said this before.
There isn't anything for you here. I have men at my back, and you stand alone and defy me. I'm not alone.
Just remember this goofy troop. You're not alone. We are here. And I don't even consider myself a Daniel Jones hater. I've just been pointing out things that I see because I am a fan, and I'm allowed to. It's okay. I'm allowed to have my opinion. I'm allowed to think what I want. I'm allowed to think anything I want to think. Sorry, wrong button.
Because I like to think. I like to read. I'm into freedom of speech and freedom of choice. I'm the kind of guy who likes to sit in a greasy spoon and wonder, gee, should I have the T-bone steak or the jumbo rack of barbecue ribs with the side order gravy fries? I want high cholesterol. I want to eat bacon and butter and buckets of cheese, okay? I want to smoke a Cuban cigar the size of Cincinnati in the non-smoking section. I want to run through the streets naked with green jello all over my body reading Playboy magazine. Why? Because I suddenly might feel the need to, okay, pal? I've seen the future. You know what it is? It's a 47-year-old virgin sitting around in his beige pajamas drinking a banana broccoli shake singing, I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener.
And that sums up a lot of the Giant content creator community as well. Fall into the collective. Don't ask tough questions because you won't get the answer you like. $200 for a hoodie? What the fuck? T-Brad says Carl Banks was fully drank the Kool-Aid and is now making pictures of Kool-Aid for Jones fanboys to drink. Matthew also says 2022 was just validated my feelings about DJ, but I still love the team in my own way. I'm still a Giant fan. I'm a second generation. Actually, technically, I'm a third generation Giant fan. I'm a second generation season ticket holder. And that's when Carl, with his condescending comment to me, was like, well, you know what? Maybe this new generation will give you the glory the first generation had. Dumbass. I've been going to the stadium since 1976. I was there when they opened the Meadowlands. I was part of that first generation. Should rephrase that. I was the second generation to be dumb enough to continuously buy season tickets. Throw that over there. Get that off my fucking computer. Put an Eli back on the computer. That's been on my computer for years. How many more people does Daniel Jones need? Matthew says we need to step away like Dolan did from the Knicks and the Rangers. Yeah. And like I said, in Maine, I'm going to put the, guys, I'm going to put the link in the chat for the T-Brad and the James Williams, because I got to hear from James. I got to hear from James, man. Got to hear from James. Take Chris Mara with him as well. Daryl says Carl Banks is tiring. DJ wasn't worth the 6th overall pick, and 5 years later, he still hasn't proved he was worth it, the pick or that he can carry a team. He is a career loser. I don't know if he's a career loser. I think that's kind of harsh. Because anyone that anyone that makes the NFL, anyone that becomes part of a team, anyone that is able to play in this league, I don't call them a loser. I think if you take a look at the fact that he's not winning games, yeah, I could go with that. You could take the fact that he has not gone through any type of renaissance of progression. I can go with that. No, we are tired of this quarterback. Big Blue says the best. Blame the fans for being critical of what we actually see. This is how they feel about us. That's a great point. This is how, I'm like, again, unlike Carl Banks, I'm not going to paint with a broad brush, but this is a way that certain people seem to feel about certain segments of the New York Giant fan base because they ask questions. They see things with their own eyes. They have an understanding. They may not have the nuances and know the intricacies of the game as Carl Banks does, but they understand what they see on the field. They see the win-loss record. They see the interceptions. They see the bad plays. They see the missed opportunities. They see the underthrown balls. They see the overthrown balls. They see the fact that sometimes you don't even look down the field. You automatically concede that it's a designed deep pass and you check down. You see the runs. Then you see teams collapsing on the runs, and then you see the injuries. Big Blue says, Tyrod Taylor, Danny DeVito showed they can be decent. That's the other thing people don't want to even talk about. That's 100% right. Tyrod Taylor and Danny DeVito, yeah, it took a lot of sacks at certain points of times. They also had a game where they had no sacks. They also had a game that had like 2 sacks. And the Tommy DeVito game against the Saints, he just didn't get rid of the ball. He just got killed. It was all bad. It's about that bad. I was waiting for that to implode because you knew it was coming. But you saw you could actually go deep with Tyrod Taylor. You saw you could actually make plays with Tommy DeVito. You saw this. And it wasn't the offensive line. It wasn't the running back. It wasn't the wide receivers. It wasn't the tight end issues. Maybe it's a quarterback issue. The excuses come because the team has the weakest offensive line for 14 years. You know, that Patrick Mahomes guy, he goes to Super Bowls with bad offensive lines. That's okay. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk. Eli Manning, 2011, had one of the worst ranked offensive lines in the entire league. Said this before, that 49er playoff game, I literally was worried for Eli's health because he was getting murdered on play after play after play. What did he do? He picked himself up and he made the plays he needed to play. He did what he had to do and he won the game. Exactly. Excuses. Look at all these excuses around me every day. Just need some time to get away. What's going on, Tim? Hi, brother. I don't know. I don't know. Are you part of the goof troop? No, because you think. So you are. Big Mike Lee says, it wasn't DJ's fault. He threw an INT. It was a certain segment of the fan base's fault that DJ threw the INT. I didn't know that. Tell me I'm wrong, brother. Tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm sorry. I just got in here. I'm vacationing right now. So what did you say, brother?
I said, just tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong about this whole Carl Banks thing. Just tell me, even though we played the video and played everything else, that I'm wrong.
Nah, I mean, Carl Banks is just a homer. It's just like it. Okay. I have my own mind, and you have your own mind. And sometimes when you have your own mind, you're judged because you won't go along with the programming or the collective or whatever. I know what I see, and we've been good 1 year out of 5 for Daniel Jones. 1. He's been hurt in all of them, and for you to tell me that he's going to be great based off of 1 average year, and again, outside of the rushing, it was an average year. You're really asking me to take a odds on a long shot, and you look at me like I'm stupid because I'm not going for the long shot. I'm not putting all my chips in on a long shot. It doesn't make any sense. It's not like he had 4 good years and 1 bad year. I would understand that if he had 4 good years and 1 bad year, and everybody like, oh, we got to get rid of him. He hasn't won a big one. I was like, damn, he just had 1 bad year, but he
It's the
has
It's
1
the
good year
Russell
and
Wilson
4
effect.
bad.
It's the Russell Wilson effect. Russell Wilson had an entirely great career and had a bad year in Denver. Had an okay year last year, but no, he sucks now. But we forgot the Super Bowls and we forgot Super Bowl wins and everything else.
Yeah, Super Bowl wins don't mean as much as a playoff win now, because that Daniel Jones won a playoff game. I'm like, so did Tim Tebow. Like, are we that battered as fans that that's enough for us winning a playoff game? There was a time getting to the NFC Championship was like, yeah, we got there, but we didn't win. You know what I mean? Like, we got to win it. That's the
And,
team we are. That's
and
where we
Tim
come
Tebow
from.
threw for 2 touchdowns, 316 yards, and actually beat a pretty good Steeler defense.
Steelers team. I remember that. I lost money on that game somehow.
We know who Tim Tebow was talking to before that game. So,
Yeah,
you know why you lost that money.
But the thing is, don't call me a hater. Implies just this is what I've said. Don't call me a hater, because a hater implies that I hate Daniel Jones so much. I want him to play bad, and I want the Giants to lose. No, I want Daniel Jones to come out here and be the next Patrick Mahomes. Come out here and just throw for 4,500 yards, and 38 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and leads us to the and I want you to be able to say, that's right, T Brad, you fucking I told you. And I'm like, you were right. You were right. But right now, betting on our ponies before they start it up, before they start the race, I'm voting on the more of the same of the bad. And this is probably the best offense he's had outside of running back, but he does have running back depth, which he never had with Saquon there. Because for some reason, when we had Saquon, we also didn't get a decent running back to help him rest his legs. Excuse me, but he'll get that in Philly now.
I had to bring up this one. I love this comment from this guy named T. Brad. Daniel Jones has never had the proper helmet. That's what's going to be the next excuse.
Hey,
I think his helmet's not properly inflated. That's what I'm thinking.
When he throws an interception and someone blames the offensive line, I'm like, wait a minute, he wasn't even pressured that time. How would we blame? Well, he's shell shocked. He just has to get rid of the ball. Okay, that means he has no pocket presence, is what you just said. You said that, not me. But I'm a hater. I guess.
You're a hater. Mr. Carr over in Texas was the guy that I would say was shell shocked, because he took beatings after beatings after beatings on bad Texans teams, and of course he came here to the Giants to back up Eli Manning. But to Daniel Jones's point, to Carl Banks's point, not really. DJ had
one.
Beside the one on the top of his head. Hello, sorry. I knew this was go bad. DJ has had some issues behind the offensive line, but then the question always is this: how much of it is always falling on the offensive line, and how many of this falls on the quarterback? In reference to not getting rid of the ball, because 3 seasons in a row, I think he was either between 3 and 6 with most time spent in the pocket. And if you have such a bad offensive line, how are you 3rd or 6th
holding the ball the longest?
Yeah, the ball that long?
I remember you gave me that stat. This is when I was trying to still have hope in Daniel Jones. I was like, yo, he can't get rid of the ball. He's like, yo, he holds the ball like top 3 in the league. I'm like, what?
The one year he was third. He was third behind Russell Wilson. I can't remember who the other player was.
I'll say this. For me, when it comes to judging Daniel Jones and what he does, and if it's the offensive line or him, he didn't make the playoffs. First 2 years, 3 years, whatever. In his 4th year, he made the playoffs. Okay, won, and again he had a terrible ending. 2-5, I think you said it was, Tim.
2-5-1 after starting 7-2.
Right, but we made the playoffs. Things were pretty optimistic. I remember I had no faith in him that year, and it was a surprise. So, in that off season, We had the same offensive line that we went to the playoffs with. We improved on that offensive line by getting a better center, and we dumped whoever those bad players were. So we improved that offensive line. We went out and got Jalen Hyatt, a speed guy. So we added to the wide receiver
Paris
weapon.
Campbell as well.
Yeah, we got
Darren
Paris
Waller.
Campbell. You know, we went out and did some things. And he comes out the very first game of the very next year, given no competition, a huge contract, and goes for 6 scoreless quarters of football. 6 scoreless quarters of football. That means we didn't even get field goal range. 6 scoreless quarters of football. So I look at some of the things is like in football, I could look at you at your worst and say, man, that's pretty damn bad. And that's bad. That's bad. Now he comes back. He has a great second half against the Cardinals. Oh my gosh, did the pages of Facebook light up? We told you what he could do. We told you. Okay, maybe he started off a little slow. Comes back next game, plays like crap again.
But wait a minute. Wait, before we get up past the Cardinals game, or the Cardinals stopped blitzing and went into a Tampa 2.
Right.
Because they were trying to sit on the lead with their astronaut quarterback.
Yep. But the thing that cracks me up is in the wins, Daniel Jones is this amazing quarterback. In the losses, the offensive line sucks. Can it really be both? Can it really be both?
No.
It can't.
No. Did you guys
coordinate
headphones? Because I see both of you look like you have the same headphones.
No.
I think
I got
coordinated.
I got the one made by the guy who messing with Kim Kardashian at one point. I got those ones in my ear.
Well, that's a big list, so you got to be a little bit more specific.
You got a brute.
That's a big list, dude. Come on, I mean, which? Oh, so you got
how many of them make ear devices? That's a smaller list.
How many of those do we know she was dating and they didn't say? So who knows? It could have been even higher at this point.
Well, the person who made her famous,
Ray J.
I was good.
I'm just gonna share my little afternoon view with you.
Oh man, you suck. You suck. First,
where you at, T-Brett?
Yeah, where you at, and why were we invited?
I am in Maryland. Me and my family, we usually get a little spot out here and just decompress and stuff. So it's good for me to step away from work. And when you hit me up, like, I was like, I need this. Hang out. Hang out with all the good old friends.
We got, of course, Big James Williams. But I want to run through some of these people in the chat that have been leaving. We got Charlie saying, Tim, what she said. Mike said, it's the excuses, says Mick. Christopher says, hey, Tim, everyone in the chat. That's T-Brad. Daryl says, Goofy Land is doubling down on the mistakes after 4 years, trying to convince our fan base you actually got it right, despite what we all see. James, I know you're a huge fan of Carl Banks. I know it.
At least he's not voting for Trump.
Oh.
Our glory linebackers.
Oh my God, we've gone down the bad road. We've gone down the Kim Kardashian, Donald Trump road in a hurry.
Yo, Kim Kardashian and Donald Trump before 11. That's too early.
I have to agree. That's way too. Matthew says they can't handle the truth. So you are the truth. T-Brad, my brothers from James Brothers already here. James.
I'm in the room and I'm in the chat.
Are you spooky? What do you make of Carl Banks? What do you
fan on,
man?
Fan on.
How fucking fan on is that? Can I ask that question? How fucking condescending is that?
What does that mean?
That means you just fan on, man. You just keep doing it, man. Keep on.
Do you know the irony in that statement is that if you're telling somebody to fan on, and that fan is rooting for the team how they want to root for the team, then why are you hating on that fan?
Because you're rooting for the team wrong.
No, he didn't say root for the team. He said fan on. He didn't say Giants on. He didn't say team on. He said fan on.
Oh,
that means
that actually pisses me even more now. I didn't think about that.
You got to think. You got to think about stuff when people say stuff, because we live in this world where people just throw stuff out there and don't think about how it may come back to them. Fan on technically means you go ahead and support your team how you want to support them in the manner in which you see fit. Be the fan you want to be. He didn't say blindly support the team. He didn't say go big blue. He didn't say team on, team support all the way. He said fan on. So I'm going to fan on Carl and say, Jones sucks. Fan on.
Very good perspective.
That's what I took it as.
Very good perspective.
You know what? I honestly, James, I'm gonna tell you. I didn't think about it from that perspective. I
said fan on.
I mean, I didn't. I mean, do you think to your point, do you think he was consciously making a condescending point in reference to that?
I think he just said something because he didn't know how to tackle the question and the issue at hand, and he knows that there's been a lot of backlash towards his team, especially the quarterback, the last couple of seasons. And I think he's just running out of bullets. I think he's like in the Alamo of the Daniel Jones, and the Mexican army is coming, and he can't stop Santa Ana, which is us. And I think he's just like, fan on. What does that mean?
Hear from James Williams.
I'm just saying, he's running out of bullets.
We have the Santa Ana moment.
Just saying. That's what I think of that. You know, it's like he's running out of bullets. He doesn't. It gets to a point where you can stand on a hill, right? And you could stand there and but after a while, when you look around, you're like, damn, there's no trees on this hill, no birds are coming to this hill, there's no insects on this hill. All of my comrades then left and went to the other hill. I am literally standing on this hill with me, Bob Papa, Howard Cross, John Mara, and Joe Shane and Dabo sitting there like, we're still on this hill.
We still need a fan on.
Fan on.
I have to admit, as a season ticket holder, I actually took a lot of offense to that, because he said that in my comment when I told him that I was a second generation season ticket holder, and he was like, "Well, maybe this generation will be, this new generation will give you as much success as the first generation was." And it's like, well, dumbass, I was in that first generation as well. But I took more of an offense to that, because of the fact that he's basically telling me that I in my mind, it was basically, with the fan on comment, it was basically telling me, you just do what you need to do and just basically keep your mouth shut, because this is what we're gonna do. That's what I thought.
Yeah, you know who else said that? The Gestapo. We're just getting a lot of history references today.
Hey,
sometimes,
Tim,
man. Sometimes.
Tim, did you do how many games you're going to win this year? Did we do
No,
this?
I did not do that.
Because I put us down for 5, maybe 6.
I said I could see us 5 games.
5. I say 5, maybe 6. I can't see us winning more than that. Thank you.
I can't see that, because of the fact of the schedule. I mean, like I said, I don't like doing. Everyone knows I don't like doing the schedule. I don't like going through the games, especially this early, because honestly, there's no way to predict what the schedule is going to hold and what it's going to be, because everything changes. So I mean, but like I said, I still see it as 5 wins. James, what is your win total?
4.
Do you think?
But then that means we'll probably win an extra 1 or 2 when we shouldn't, because we should be trying to get a quarterback in the following offseason. So your guys' prediction of 5, 6 is probably more accurate. But I'm saying, honestly, like, what games are we honestly going to win? Probably 3 to 4, and then another 1 or 2 when other teams have tanked, or they realize that they're actually trying to get a quarterback and they're going to let us win a meaningless game. But 4 actual wins where it's an actual win.
All right. I also want you guys to explain this to me while I have you online. I want you guys to explain this to me.
What is that?
That is the 1925 jersey throwback hoodie for the New York Giants on the NFL.com. It's from Starter, which of course Carl Banks pitches. Like Satchel Paige, is on sale for only $213.
Excuse me?
And I love it because someone actually found this exact same starter sweatshirt on Amazon for $33.99 without the 1925.
Wait a minute.
What bugged me was someone had posted this on Carl Banks' site because they know Carl Banks basically shills for starter, and like I shill for Mint Mobile. And Carl Banks had kind of the audacity to tell people, well, you know what, we have. If this is too expensive for you or too rich for you, we have other options that you could afford.
Excuse?
Yeah. So I'm going to
seriously said that.
Yeah, it's one of his tweets.
So
he's selling $213 sweatshirt from starter that you can buy for $40 on Amazon without the 1925. What I'm going to do for everyone here, I'm going to sell those for $60. I'm going to go buy the starter ones, and I'm going to take a white marker and write 1925 on it for you.
I got to be honest.
Each one a designer original.
I got to be honest. I don't know how brother T Brad feels or other brothers in the chat, but as a conscious black man, I don't think I can wear a hoodie that just says blank 1925 on it with some kind of explanation on the hoodie. Why am I promoting 1925? There's got to be Go Giants, something there. It's like 1925. Yeah.
I'll take it as simple as possible. The shit's ugly.
Yeah, there you go. That
shit's
too.
ugly.
Like, well, listen,
it's a small print of 1925, like drawing
with
attention, like
with
right
the starter
to your,
on the sleeve,
middle of your chest, like with no color. Like that could have been a Penn State shirt for all we know. Like, look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, what are we doing?
Everyone needs to go on the Giant website right now and get yourself your Saquon Barkley Penn State 1925 hoodie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because I think Saquon Barkley rushed for 1,925 yards.
When Saquon Barkley balls out with the Eagles, I'm just gonna be in chats trolling like, yeah, we still don't need him, huh? I guess Daniel, it's the offensive line for him, huh? Don't let him come out here and run for like 1,500 yards and like 12 touchdowns or something like that. I'm gonna be talking trash. 2 Giants fans.
I mean, we've talked about this before. Where do we think, or what's the perception of the season where we're going to go, guys? I mean, where is this going to end up? Where do I'll get an honest opinion? I don't care who wants to start first. Where do you think this is going to end up with Daniel Jones? Whoever wants to take that one first.
You want to go first, T?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll go first. I think, honestly, you know where I really think it's going to end up? I hate to say this, but I like to be realistic. I think
are you going to be a goofy hater, James?
No. I'm going to say this. This is a real statement, and I want people to really think about this as T. Brad pulls out the steak and eggs.
I know. What the fuck, man?
Is that French toast? God damn, that looks good.
No, eggs and potatoes right here.
Okay, copy. But I honestly think because Daniel Jones has a weird injury clause in his contract, which is really weird. I don't know if guys know that. I'm sure they do because of you.
Everyone, we know.
But I think that what's going to happen is he's going to get hurt, and then he's going to do this weird thing where he's going to act like he's not going to want to play anymore, and he's going to try to recoup the money because they have that thing where if he gets hurt and he can't play next year or something, we're going to owe him more money than we've already been paying him. So I honestly think it's going to come down to a thing of politics and shrewd contract games because honestly speaking, I think Daniel Jones has to realize that, yeah, I may get another job somewhere else after this, but I think he has to know that there's not going to be a huge rumbling for his services, you know, if we ever finally jettison him. And I think he's going to get hurt eventually. And I think it's going to be a weird thing. First of all, it's going to be a weird thing all year with the Drew Lock. I've never seen people clamor for a guy,
quarterback that couldn't beat out Geno Smith twice.
Like seriously, man, the Drew Lock, like I get it. The favorite guy in the locker room is the backup.
Always
I get it. You know, I get it. But not when that guy was in the same draft as your guy. And if that guy was so good, we would have took that guy over our guy. So I think Daniel Jones is going to get hurt, and we're going to end up in this weird thing at the end of the year where he's actually going to start using his contract to his benefit. I hate to say it. I think he's going to start playing those games because he's going to realize, well, the Giants are going to move on from me, and I have to look out for number 8.
You want what you want?
So
Mimosa.
I think it's going to get weird.
To all you cheap Giant fans out there,
Yo, that's wild.
there you go, guys.
That looks like Drake and Degrassi.
If you want to send me this hoodie, I will have my wife take the stitching off for the starter logo, and we'll stencil on a 1925 for you.
Yo, that's wild, man. That's wild, man.
Make sure you call it a replica.
A replica.
A replica.
Here we go. Here we go. Carl Banks fans.
Yo,
Real
that's
Giant
wild,
Carl
man.
Banks fans. Real Giant fans. Oh, this is how did that get up there? Oh my God, the goofy troop is also in full effect here today. Oh my goodness. It's just
Did you talk about the uniforms already? Did I miss that?
no,
Oh, wait. I didn't get a chance to answer.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, brother.
Man.
Just because I'm eating doesn't mean
You're
I'm not
waiting
here.
for mimosa eating. We thought you were busy. We thought you were Carl Banks in it.
So here we go. What I hope happens, okay? I hope Daniel Jones plays just as good as they think he's going to play. And they can all...
That's just
get
mean.
on- No, listen to what I'm saying.
You are being mean now.
I'm hoping that Daniel Jones comes, puts it together, and plays like Patrick Mahomes has played the last 5 years, the rest of his career.
Oh, God.
Okay?
All
That's
right.
what I hope. You know
Okay.
why? Because
Why?
that means that the Giants are better, faster. That's the fastest route to us being relevant. And I'll take that. I don't need to be right about Daniel Jones. I just need the Giants to be good. But in reality, on the reality side of things, because I wanted to win the Powerball, I didn't. So on the reality side of things, I think Daniel Jones will play more of the same. He will get hurt. I think Malik Neighbors will be the...
Requesting for a trade after week 7.
No. I think he'll be the spark that we need that'll make the next quarterback be good. But I don't think Drew Lock is going to be good. I don't think he was an answer when we got him. And for the life of me... Here you go, bro. Thank you. Love it.
Love you too.
For the life of me, I can't understand how we went from the beginning of the off-season process, knowing that the quarterback room was a place we needed to upgrade, and not upgrade it. Because from Taylor to Locke is a downgrade. Locke is not better than Tyrod Taylor. So we got worse there. We got Daniel Jones also coming off of his second serious injury.
Well,
This is
technically it's third.
But
Because
you're
he's had
investing.
two
You're
neck
investing in
injuries
this guy.
and an ACL now in the same season. But he had the neck injury and the ACL in the same season.
Right.
The second neck injury.
But we're investing in this guy. So you don't trade for Justin Fields. Okay, it'll put you in a financial bind. You don't, just to light the fire under two quarterbacks who need the fire lit underneath them and put out a great quarterback competition and the Giants become the winner. No, we don't do that. We don't even trade for who's the guy from Pittsburgh? We don't even trade for that guy.
Kenny Pickett?
We don't even trade for Kenny Pickett. And we're talking 5th and 6th round picks here. We're not talking about any kind of killer picks. We are just too much in denial with this Daniel Jones thing to even make it be a smooth transition to the next stage.
And you bring up
we haven't prepared for the next stage at all.
You bring up Kenny Pickett, and this is a good question, and I want people to think about this. Where did Kenny Pickett go?
The Eagles.
He went to fucking Philadelphia.
Oh, that's right.
Who has a quarterback?
Who has a quarterback? I was never a big Kenny Pickett fan coming out of Pitt because of the fact that I think sometimes when I think you're a 5-year starter in college and your best season is your last season, that's what your peak is. Because that 5th year probably should have been your 1st or 2nd year in the pros.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still, it's like the Eagles addressed the fact that they had what they felt was a quarterback issue behind Jalen. So what did they do, James?
Oh, they went out and actually tried to fill. It wasn't like a super need, but they're thinking ahead just in case is what a good team does and good general manager does.
And
Just
goes,
like when they had Carson Wentz and they brought in the guy they have now. Just like how Atlanta signed Kirk Cousins to a big deal, but then still drafted a young quarterback behind him, especially since Cousins coming off an injury. That's what good teams do. They layer the cake. They layer the cake. They don't just make it top.
I got to get to this other thing, but Tuta says, Tim, you have more toys in the background than you have giant trophies. First of all, they're not toys. They're collectibles. Okay? There's a big difference. A lot of these collectibles are worth a lot more money than toys. And yes, they're not in the packages because I took them out and I played with them. Was that a Dennis Leary clip? Yes, it was. Oh, Barbara, I love this one. I talked to James about this, and I want to talk to you.
Yo.
I heard the town hall meeting now costs $25.
It's because of you.
Because of me. James is blaming me because of the town hall. Now costing $25.
It's because of you.
Like,
way to go.
I know how to make these motherfuckers not ask stupid questions. We're going to charge them because us Giant fans, we don't have any money, according to Carl Banks. So the town hall now, they're calling it Night with Legends with the Giants. And I got to admit, they're doing it at Madison Square Garden, which I think is very nice, which I think is a better venue than what they did in the last couple of years. But for the last couple of years, this is basically the town hall. It's been free. James went with me last year. It's been a free event. And I understand now this money is going to one of the Giants charities, the $25. And I understand that. And they opened the two things pissed me off about this. A, that they're charging the fan base. B, they're charging season ticket holders. Well, actually, I guess there's more than two things. C, they gave the season ticket holders, which I guess I really don't have a problem with, a day's head start in reference to purchasing the tickets. And then after the 24 hours, I think it was 24 hours that you had, then they opened it up to the general public, general Giant fans to buy tickets. And it's just one of those things that you talk about you're a fan-friendly, your fan-friendly team, your fan-friendly product. You're doing this all for the fans. This is for the fan base. You charge me $219 for a sweatshirt, and you make me pay $25 to go to something that used to be free, and you eliminate the non-season ticket holder fan base, which I don't have a problem with because I got tickets, but you eliminate them just so you can get more money out of your season ticket holders. And yes, I do understand that is for charity, but I just don't see, I don't get this direction that they're going into with some of the things that they're doing and to be fan centric.
It's funny.
I tell you how you handle that. The people who are season ticket holders don't go.
But then
Act of solidarity. Hey, we're not going. Why? We think you doing this is BS. But you're not going to get a bunch of people come together and say, no, I don't have $25. It makes me look broke. So they know what they're doing.
If you can't afford that $218 hoodie, you're just not a real fan.
True.
James, I know you got an opinion on this.
You know what's really wild is that if you took all of the season ticket holders like yourself or anybody, and they took, let's say everybody pays the $25, they go to the town hall. If you take all of the money from the fools who are going to pay $200 for a blue hoodie with 1925 on it, why don't you take that money and put it towards charity? The $25 from the town hall, how much money is that really going to be? Like, we're talking about a $1 billion organization. Like, that's almost insulting to the charity. You're gonna take the $25 from the couple hundred people that are gonna come to the town hall versus all the idiots out there who are running to buy their starter. They're doing it right now. $200. Oh, forget my kids. Oh, you want to go to a school trip? Not this week. I got to get my hoodie.
I got to get my starter.
Got to get my starter. Oh, and it's a starter. It's a starter, which I love starter. I grew up on it. But
last year and the year before, the town hall, the tickets were gone. I think all the season ticket holders gobbled up the ticket last year's, and they were all gone. They were gone exponentially. They were gone quickly. This year, there's still hundreds of seats available for this event, and this has been up now for like 3 days. And
then I tell you,
each of these sections, there are hundreds of seats available. So, and it's again, like I said, it's I'm going to be giving away tickets to this. I have 3 additional tickets that I paid for. And I know I'm the bad man. I know I'm terrible. I know I'm awful. I know I'm such a rotten person. But I'm going to be giving away 3 additional tickets. And T-Brad, are you still in?
Oh, yeah.
You still in for the legend? So you're going to get to hang out with me, T-Brad, James Williams, and Big L. But Gigante is going to go as well, and we're going to give away 3 tickets available. You got to get your own transportation. It's over at Madison Square Garden. We'll figure out how we're going to do it, but we're going to give away some tickets for this.
So we're not doing the limo.
I'm taking the fucking train. Why the hell am I going to do a limo?
Taking the Iron Horse limo.
What the hell?
I gotta go drive an hour to get to a train, to take a 45 minutes to an hour train ride to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Then to get ripped off by a little short little Asian cabbie. I wanted, yo, I'm telling you right now, my young, I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but I wanted. You're lucky there was a lot of people out there, and we were on a busy city street. Because I was like, "How much are you charging?" Yeah, let's go over here and talk about this in the corner.
But we got at it though. Christopher says T-Brad is the man. Sublight says Carl Banks has Daniel Jones his opinion about Daniel Jones. That's a great comment. Did Carl Banks basically Jones himself?
I think so.
To show exactly what he thinks or what he, and we invited Carl on. We were, we're always, we knew, first of all, we knew Carl was never coming.
Carl coming here.
That's why we did it, because we knew he would never do it. But we invited him on.
One of my favorite linebackers. John's history.
Yeah, man, I'm awesome. Of course, this is Carl Jr.
We always have Carl Banks.
Well, he is one of our greatest linebackers. Let's be fair, T-Brad. Again, in hindsight, when you look at it, since we had that core of linebackers, how many really good linebackers have we had or even tried to draft?
Well, I actually think Brad Van Pelt was a little bit better of a linebacker, but we're not going to get into that.
It's like we just don't address that position anymore.
You can see Brad Van Pelt right there. There he is, number 10, right behind me. There's Brad Van Pelt right there. There he is right there. Part of the crunch bunch. Sublight says Carl Banks is Daniel Jones stuff. Not the team is bad, just Daniel Jones. J Card says Tim has always seen Dave. Tim has already seen Dave Brown. That's why he's seen enough. I saw Dave Brown and Craig Morton. Okay. Mick says I've been frustrated since 1981. Tim, I know the frustration.
That's what she said.
Hirsch Reels, that's for Barbara. Hirsch Reels says some people compare Daniel Jones to Phil Simms because it took Simms 6 years to win. Thoughts? It's stupid. The Phil Simms Daniel Jones comparison is stupid. Let me tell you something about Phil Simms and Daniel Jones. 1979, Phil Simms was drafted out of Morehead State. He was second in the Rookie of the Year voting to O.J. Anderson. 1981, he was leading his team to the playoffs in that 81 season when he got hurt and Scott Bruner took over. There was the injury in the strike shortened 1982 season. He got benched in 83, almost got Bill Parcells fired, and Bill Parcells came out and said, I was stupid. I listened to everyone else, and I should have just do what I wanted to do, which was start Phil Simms. And he said, if I had to do it again, I'm going to do it my way if I get another season. In 84, when he brought Phil Simms back in, what does he do? His first Giants to throw for over 4,000 yards and take the team to the playoffs. We all know they got wrecked in that divisional round in 85 against the Bears, and then they won the Super Bowl in 1986. Phil Simms actually had some moments. He had more than moments. He was, like I said, he was all rookie team. He was the second in the all rookie voting to O.J. Anderson, who should be in the Hall of Fame, a former Giant. So no.
Just like Daniel Jones.
Just like Daniel Jones.
That's my frustration with our fan base. It's like this thing when people go, well, Eli's first 3 years, he wasn't good. It's like Eli Manning wasn't good at all his first couple of years in the league. Did you watch the games? Were you alive to watch it? Or were you digging in your diaper?
Well, like, Eli Manning, in all fairness to those people, had issues his first 3-4 years. Yes, there was a call.
But he wasn't horrible.
He wasn't horrible, but he was not what they perceived to be first. Now, of course, he wasn't first overall pick for the Giants. He was first overall pick for the Chargers, but he was not what they perceived a first overall pick should be. And that
showed you things.
But then he did show.
It was the offensive line.
And but then his problem, Eli plateaued, and then for like 2.5 seasons didn't show a progression. And I think that's what most fans, and listen, I was never when I was never part of the fan base was like, let's get rid of Eli, let's get rid of Eli. But there was a lot of chatter back then on the internet. Yes, they had the internet back then in 2004 on WFAN. But you saw Eli's first three seasons, 1-6, 1-6, 11-5, 8-8. And then he averaged those first 2 seasons, he averaged about 3,400 yards and 24 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. But he never took that step, that next jump. It wasn't until the 2008 season when he went 12-4, did he start looking like he was making that progression, and then leading into the 2011 season. So I can understand people's frustration, but to James's point, Eli may have plateaued and Eli may have peaked, but he did play well more than a spattering of the time.
And one thing he showed was a propensity that at the end of games, he would try to make something happen. He would try to win the game. He would try to put the team on his back. I remember I watched every single Eli Manning game his first 4 years that I could, because I was very excited. I watched him at Ole Miss. I was a fan of Peyton, yada, yada, yada. And to hear people now talk about how, Eli Manning was garbage his first few years, I'm like, do y'all realize that in the time that Daniel Jones has been here, Eli Manning already won a Super Bowl?
Yeah. Blackbird says DeVito got rocked 9 times against the Commanders and still threw 3 touchdowns, something Jones hasn't done since his rookie season. Chris says, I cannot wait to hear the excuses this year of who's going to get blamed this year. Was it Neighbors? Was it Hyatt? Was it Slayton? Was it Robinson? Pick one.
It ain't going to be Neighbors.
If I had to pick who was going to be blamed out of that group, it's going to be Wan'Dale Robinson. Because of the fact that they had a softball game yesterday, the Giants did, and Wan'Dale Robinson won the home run competition. So what I'm going to say is they are going to say if Wan'Dale Robinson has a bad year, his arms hurt because of the fact that he tried to do too much during that home run derby. That's why I'm going to pick in that group.
Okay.
Because it's never Daniel Jones' fault.
But funny thing is,
T-Brad.
Daniel Jones as a quarterback, his stats have regressed. People want to see you take the next step forward, not the next step back. And then, like, when you say he hasn't thrown for, like, what was it, 2 quarterback games or 2 touchdown games or 3 touchdown passes back to back since his rookie year, that's bad. That's bad. I'm just saying.
His rookie year was only 6 years ago. Get over it, man.
Yeah, he's still young, man.
He's still young, man.
Still learning, man.
He's going to be like 27, 28. Why you got to be goofy? Why you got to be a hater? Jump on the winning team, man. Jump on the bandwagon.
Bandwagon only starts when you're winning.
Have we re-signed Slayton, or is he still out in the wind?
No, he's under contract. He's under contract.
Oh, he's still under contract. He wanted a new contract.
He wants a new contract.
They bringing all these people in. He need to just
He's
say,
just
you know what? I need to reevaluate my strategy. Let me just go in here to work and
I gotta see what my strategy is here.
Yeah, he gotta redo his strategy with all these wide receivers coming in. He gotta be he gotta be a little bit more Rod Tidwell on this one.
You got a little bit more Rod.
He needs to be a little bit more Rod Tidwell like this right there. Oh my God. Carl Banks is still tweeting at 10:46. At 10:46 he was still tweeting. So I just have one thing to say. Hi, Carl.
Yo, did he really say the comment though? Like seriously, like all jokes aside, about if you can't afford a $200,
he said that
the black man saying
if that is too much for you, there are other items that you can purchase that can be within your budget.
$200. I don't think I've ever bought a hoodie for $200.
I'll say this:
never.
Something like that doesn't need to be said because that's true for all.
Listen.
If you can't afford this, there's something else in your budget.
I'm not destitute. You know, I live comfortably, but spending $219.
Yo, man,
on this.
Yo,
that's insanity.
Yo,
I will give them credit though, and I think it's from the website. The shipping is free.
Ooh.
The
Ooh.
Let me
shipping,
rethink this.
the ship. But you know what's funny? If you have an Amazon Prime account, the shipping is free here,
Oh my God.
Hmm.
and you get 25% off right now.
But it doesn't say
You know what?
1925.
And then you know what's pathetic, right? During the season, you're going to see many a Giants YouTuber or social media influencer have that hoodie on, right? They're like, "Yeah, I got mine, 1925. Where's yours, Jack?" Losers, losers.
You're not a real
R.I.P.
fan.
Models. That whole hoodie thing just made me miss Models. R.I.P. Models, man. Because like, no way.
You want to laugh, and it's not really funny, but you want to get a chuckle about night, because James was like, I don't know if I should be wearing 1925 because I don't really know, the historical, nuances of 1925, and I had to think back, and I did a report, or I did a paper in college about an event in 1925, and it was August 8th. Do you want to anyone want to take a guess?
August 8th, 1925?
August 8th, 1925.
Yeah, my brain's not up yet.
It was the first march of the Ku Klux Klan. I'm not joking.
It's American history.
That is American history. I'm not joking.
Oh my God.
But here's how asinine that is. Here's how asinine.
Oh my God.
A group of privileged white males who have the most privilege in the country get together and decide the bad things that are happening in this country are happening from the people that we brought here, and continue to try to use and exploit. If you feel as though they are that bad, get rid of those people, send them back, and say, "Oops, my bad, just don't come back here no more." We probably would have agreed. We probably would have agreed. Like,
I love y'all so much. I love you so much.
I'm just saying, man. We have to.
Yo,
know your history, Giants. Know your history.
Hold on. You know it's the same T.
Like
Brad.
1925. Oh my God. That's American history, man. Like, these people got together and said, "You know what? We're not getting enough privilege, and this just is not right. I need more privilege." They needed more cowbell. These people needed more cowbell. And it's sad to laugh at, but when you look at it, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
To all ancestors. And then when people start talking about reparations, we don't want to have a serious conversation, because one of the most disgusting, vile, atrocious acts ever committed by humans for a period of time was slavery here in America. And America just wants to say, "Oops, my mistake. Let's just keep pushing on." Like, there's something that can be done. I don't have the answers, but ignoring it is not the answer. Ignoring it is definitely not the answer.
Talking about the Giants.
Hold on.
Oh, the Giants. Hey, let me tell you something. We might solve the racial issue before the Giants get things together. That might happen. That might happen.
All right, listen, there's 147
hold
on. Here. Wait, hold on, James. There's 147 people in this room. I think right now, I think T. Brad is right. We should solve racism, then fix the Giants, because I think solving racism is going to be a lot easier.
A lot easier.
I think it's going to be a lot easier.
We all love everybody. Everybody loves everybody.
Yeah, it
a lot
should
easier.
You know what's the same between the Giants in 1925 and the Giants right now?
Oh God.
Neither one of those teams had a black quarterback on the roster. Oh! 100 years later, still the same thing. Oh!
This is why nobody wants to come on this fucking show.
You should ask Carl about that. Hey, Carl, how come the team hasn't drafted him?
Come on here.
Well, I think the Giants have a winning formula. All their Super Bowl quarterbacks were white, and I think they're trying to stick with that formula to make the same cake.
Oh my God! As always, people. This just went totally down the wrong hill. Nobody wanted Paris Campbell but us, and we picked him up. That is right. Mick says, how well did the right tackle handle himself in the Cowgirls game? Which right tackle? We've had a lot of them.
Oh,
And
he's
the
talking
Cow.
about
You mean the one we
Neil.
lost 40-0?
He's talking about Evan Neal.
The one we lost 40-0? Probably not that one.
You know, it's funny. I don't really remember because I was watching this Dallas Cowboys just keep scoring. So I'm not really 100% sure how Evan Neal did.
We lost 40-0.
It's funny how we're ready to get rid of Evan Neal so quickly, but not Daniel Jones.
I love it. We
Isn't that
lost
weird?
40-0, and it was Evan Neal. According to this, it was Evan Neal's fault.
It's Evan Neal's fault. Yo, this is hilarious. This is comedy.
It was all Evan. It was all Evan Neal's.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yo.
Evan Neal needs a jacket that says scapegoat.
You know what's funny? Evan Neal was he played in that game. He played 70 snaps in that game, believe it or not, and also 2 snaps on special teams. And he didn't have a horrible game in his 70s.
He did have a horrible game. We just didn't score.
Yeah,
but it was Evan Neal's fault. The last time I noticed, Evan Neal had to throw the ball, catch the ball, run the ball, and kick field goals.
Evan Neal needs a shirt or a jacket. Evan Neal, you need to go out, get a shirt or a jacket or something on social media that says, I got the GOAT argument. You are the scapegoat. Anything wrong with the Giants offense, it is Evan Neal.
It's Evan Neal's fault.
No.
Evan Neal. The offensive
We're
line
going to
is
be
bad.
on Hard
No,
Knocks.
We're going to
just
be on
Evan
Hard
Neal.
Knocks. We're going to be on Hard Knocks.
And we're going to be on Hard Knocks, Steve Brad.
When teams go on Hard Knocks, it always goes extremely well.
We're going to be on Hard Knocks, guys. That means we're going to get an in-depth look behind the scenes of how the magic is not made.
Can I tell you why I'm disappointed with this show?
Sure. Wait,
the
Hard
team-
Knocks or this show?
No, not this show.
I was going to say, dude, we're fixing racism.
One day at a time. One day at a time.
One day at a
my
time,
issue
baby.
with the Hard Knocks is it is not the Philadelphia Eagles, and I hate the Philadelphia Eagles more than probably any team on the planet. But I give credit where credit is due.
More than Ohio State.
The reason I want to see the reason I would want to see the Eagles all season, so the Giants can learn what the fuck they're supposed to be doing.
Oh, you
There's
want
a
us to steal
reason the
things.
Eagles aren't rebuilding; they're just restocking and retooling, and they continue this pattern. It has been going on every year. I watch the draft. I'm like, how the hell did the Eagles get this guy? Oh yeah, we're gonna lose Michael Cox, whatever, and oh yeah, don't worry, get Jalen Carter.
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna lose this guy. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna just get the best cornerback in the draft. Don't worry. Free agency, yeah, we got plenty of money. Who do we want? Pick and choose. And we are like struggling, bleeding out the hemorrhaging money to be less than average. Doesn't seem like smart business. That's why those shirts are $200.
We gotta recoup the cap to the fans.
It's all been explained, bro.
We got $25 for the town hall and $260 for a shirt.
And then we gotta charge for the town hall. We gotta recoup this Daniel Jones money.
There's gonna be a lemonade stand outside of Giants.
You're welcome.
$15 a cup.
I have to read. I don't know if I.
Oh my
I
God.
don't know if I have to read this, but this is funny. And everyone take this with a grain of salt because it is a joke and it is humor. It's from Big Blue 86. He just DM'd me on Twitter and said, "I find it funny that the white man in the middle is going to fix racism."
I said we were gonna do it. We would do it together.
That's what I just told.
I mean, first of all, you have to realize we only have 2 representatives. We have the white delegation, we have the black delegation. We cannot solve racism without including our Latino delegation, okay, our Asian delegation. This is a racial thing, okay. Our Asian and Pacific Islander delegation, our Native American delegation, whatever race that you are, white, black, and all colors in the middle. We need your input on how we're going to fix this.
I would like to just note this, that here with me, you have the Irish delegation, and in this house, we have the Hispanic delegation and the Native American delegation. So I could talk for all 3.
There we go. There we go.
Where's Big Al?
But we need more delegates. We need more members.
Yeah.
Solidarity Sunday, brothers. Solidarity Sunday.
Mr. McCormick says,
together.
why can't the Knicks and the Giants be great at the same time? And Christopher wants you to know, T-Brad, that he lives in Baltimore. So if you want to throw out an invitation to have him come out to the house and hang out,
Tell him I'm in Cecil, Tucky.
He's in Cecil, Tucky. You just told him he's right there.
He should know where that's at. It's a county. He should know where it's at.
All right, let's see what else we got. Barbara says, if he plays and gets injured this year, Shane has to be held responsible. If Daniel Jones does play this year and gets hurt,
that's what I was saying.
And to James's point, if he actually does play, let's say it's not a career-ending injury, but let's say it could be a season-ending injury, which rolls into next year, which we all know what happens then. Can you and yes, the buck stops with the general manager. That was going to be my question. Does Shane get fired?
Am I going to admit as an owner I've been making bad mistakes? No, I'm going to blame somebody. I'm blaming the scapegoat that I put in. And I also think Joe Must Go t-shirts. I will be looking to up the charge, being that the price of those shirts are what they are. I was charging $29. I am now charging $31. There's been an upcharge. Joe Must Go shirt. But Joe, I owe you an apology.
There is a I can't believe you're doing that, T-Brad. That is so nice of you.
Joe needs a scapegoat shirt too, because I can't believe he's that dumb. There's no way I can believe he came in here and got no quarterback and that was all him. There's no way I believe he put all that money into Daniel Jones. And here's the thing, it's not like it was a bidding war. There's no bidding war for Daniel Jones. You didn't even get him out there and say, yo, go get what you get, go see what you get, and we'll match it.
Well, you had
to do that. We
literally
said, no,
came out
gotta have it.
you would not get. You had teams, in all fairness, that did come out, and no one ever puts their name to anything, but you did have teams.
Appalachian State
said that they would not have given Daniel Jones even Mitchell Trubisky money during this free agency season.
Oh,
you did have teams that came out and said that.
Ooh. Another chill. Ooh.
So I mean, is that again? Where do you go with that?
Yo, we suck, man.
We're all preaching to the choir. What we have to do is get a Daniel Jones supporter to come on here so we have some good, fun dialogue about it. Because I really would like to see their perspective. Like, that offensive line is bad. I get it. So let's not count the plays where he sacked or pressured. Let's count all the plays where he has time. Let's just break that up onto clips and go over that. And tell me you like what you say. Because I don't.
This is a good question because, as we're looking for someone who is we have Native American, someone who is Asian, someone who is, I forgot what all the groups were looking for to cure race, to fix racism. Is there a Daniel Jones? I don't like using the word Daniel Jones lover, but is there a Daniel Jones supporter out there who would like to jump onto the chat and, and pontificate to the point that you could prove us wrong? Or not even prove us wrong. Give us
some hope. Give us some hope.
Give us a better opinion about that.
Give us two simple reasons. Just give us two simple reasons why you think Jones will turn the corner, and don't include neighbors.
Don't include
neighbors.
That's not fair. That's not fair. We can't have
no. Don't include
That's not
neighbors.
fair. He's got to be able to include neighbors. How can we not include his player?
Wait,
because Davis hasn't played a step in the NFL yet. We don't know how good that guy is really going to be on the professional
level.
But we still
can project. We still can project that. You gotta admit that neighbors being there makes our wide receiver core way better.
Hopefully.
I have a question that my buddy Lester's here. Lester, what group what group are you going to be representing?
Well, I'm not a hater. I don't like the quarterback play. I think first and foremost, peace, T. Brad, James, Tim. How you guys doing?
Good, man. How
good,
you doing?
Brother. Good. Can't complain.
Listening earlier, when I was at the park, I really couldn't chime in, and James made an awesome point. He's like, matter of fact, I know it was T. Brad. I think it made the point. To imply that you a hater means that you want us to fail. You want the team to fail. You want the quarterback to fail just because you don't like Daniel Jones. And I think it's a term that's just thrown around loosely. I don't hate Daniel Jones, right? I love the Giants. I want what's best for the Giants. And I'm at the point now where the optimism's out the window. You know? I mean,
wait, there was optimism? I missed it?
Listen, I was being optimistic, man. After the Vikings win, yeah, we got stomped out by the Eagles. There was some optimism, you know? But then we got blown up by the Cowboys. The guy played like crap all season. He gets hurt again, comes back in, gets hurt again. And then when I saw Carl Banks and Bob Pooper, I like to call him Pooper, right? And I'm listening to this. I'm like, is this guy really trying to alienate the fan base? Because that's what it sounded like to me. And I understand, you know, you guys work for the organization and you know, job security and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You know, Carl played in the 80s. The money wasn't the same back then, you know? So, yeah.
In the 90s.
In the 90s, right? So I get it, man. But at the end of the day, Carl, you really can't. You play with Sims, right? You really can't seriously sit there and try to convince us as Giants fans that we're looking at a good product at the quarterback position. Because at this point now, it was just an insult to our intelligence. You know, even for those of us who didn't play on any type of level. You know, you see good product. You're a consumer, so you see good product, and you can evaluate good product, especially when you're evaluating it with perennial winning teams like the Steelers. Recently, the Eagles, the Cowboys. They don't win playoff games, but they win every season. They win 12 games every single season. So at what point, man? You know, we're blaming everything. We're blaming everything on the O-line. It's the receivers. It's the running game. It's this. It's that. But they're so quick to point out other people's flaws, but when it comes to this guy, I don't know if this guy's Mara's secret love child or what the hell is going on, bro. But something's going on over there because it's no possible way, right? As an NFL, as a team owner, right, the general manager, and the head coach, that you guys continuously, every single solitary year, continue to go to bat with this guy. Like you said, Tim, Rosen out the door after one. Right?
Yep.
They shipped Justin Fields out of there.
Yep.
Right? These teams are moving on. These kids are coming out of college more ready to play in the NFL. They're running more pro systems in college. So there's no reason why, man, that we're holding on to this guy. So yeah, for me personally, yeah, the optimism's out the door, man.
And to T. Brad's point, and to James's point, I do think the Giants are looking for money. Because I was Googling their website and I found this. So I really started to think they're listening to T-Brad because go get your 1925 Joe Must Go to only $13.99.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
Sorry.
Funny thing is, we'll get a lot of people on that shirt alone because there'll be Trump supporters thinking it's about Biden. We'll get a bunch of people on that shirt alone.
Yo, you're killing it today.
Political, isn't it? And now that we know the origins of 1925 and what happened, now it's got a quadruple meaning.
We need the most pro-labor president in there.
Lester.
Yo, that hoodie is so ugly, man. It does look like a Penn State hoodie. You're right. That's all I keep thinking about. Every time you put it on the screen, I keep thinking Nittany Lions, Nittany Lions, Nittany Lions.
Nothing about that said New York Giants to me. Nothing at all.
They're talking about Joe Paterno. Joe must go.
Oh. they had these jerseys left over.
So many ways it could go. So many ways.
There's so many ways you could twist
but
that.
Now you gotta spell it all out. Joe Shane from the New York Giants must be removed from office.
I know the season hasn't started.
Not catchy. Not catchy on a t-shirt.
Let's Lester get in here. What's you saying? So the season hasn't started yet.
It hasn't started, but to me, I think this season is a wash, man. You don't bring in a rookie wide receiver and think that he's going to make a quarterback better. It's supposed to be the other way around, man. I've never seen a receiver make a quarterback better.
I got to stop you.
Randy Moss.
Because Lester, I love you, man. I love you, but you're really pissing me off right here. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you, but this pisses me off. Why are you going to fucking talk logic?
I don't know, man.
Why you gonna talk
It's
sense?
the logical thing to do.
Why you gonna
Because he's a hater. Because he's a
football
hater.
sense?
Oh yeah, he's a hater.
Why
He's
you
a
got
Yeah, that brother's
hater.
preaching today. That brother's preaching
fan
today.
on? Why you gotta be
Fan on.
fan on, man?
On this kid, it's utterly ridiculous. You know, I looked at Tommy DeVito looked better than Daniel Jones. We got a better chance putting Tommy out there, man. It's just ridiculous.
I don't want to see him.
How many wins did he have? How many wins did Daniel Jones have?
Dude, Daniel Jones looks like his clock is like completely shot. His decision making is completely shot. He just looks like I don't know. It's hard for me to explain it.
Daniel Jones need to get on like a rap video or something. Like he really needs to really like go out there and not care. You know what I'm saying? I just need. I get you're doing all the things that a person is supposed to do, whatever. But you too stiff even when you play, brother. And like my man said, even in the 40-year-old virgin, man, you need to try some wrong, man. Like I'm not saying go get in trouble, but just hang out for a second, play the game like F it, fire me. You know what I mean? Because you too safe, and that's another thing I don't like about Daniel Jones. He plays too safe, man. Go out there and take a risk.
I got a question for y'all, right? Can we name, right, about 4 or 5 backup quarterbacks that's actually better than Daniel Jones?
Oh wow.
Tyrod Taylor,
Kenny Pickett, Tommy DeVito.
Who's my man from Baltimore? Huntley.
Tyler Huntley. Huntley went on to I think Huntley's with the Cardinals now.
Yeah.
Boyd Case.
Case. There we go. We already got 7.
That was quick. That was fast.
Oh, and one thing, T-Brad, and you brought up Randy Moss. Randy Moss went to a good team. Randy Moss was on a team that went 15-1. Randy Moss was also on a team that had Chris Carter and Randall Cunningham at quarterback. While his rookie season was prolific, he did not make. I don't think he made Randall Cunningham. I think Randall Cunningham was the right quarterback for that team after the injury, and he literally because he came in after game 4 and replaced Brad Johnson.
Well, what I'm saying is, he was talking about cases where wide receivers make quarterbacks better.
Yeah,
I'm saying Randy Moss, when he came to Minnesota, that team became better offensively because of Randy Moss. And also with Tom Brady. Tom Brady had his best season with who?
1,000 yards that season as well with
No, but Tom Brady had his best season with who?
Yeah, but Tom Brady was already Tom Brady. What asking?
Yeah, no, I get that, but what I'm saying is, when I say make it better, I'm saying make it easier. Like that. Okay. So if that player, Tom Brady will tell you the easiest he probably had at throwing the balls when he had Randy Moss.
T-Brad, let me tell you what's going to happen, T-Brad. Daniel Jones is going to throw neighbors right into a collision like he did with Waller and most of them.
God. Hopefully not.
That was
throw him out of the coverage. Listen, that year Saquon
you only
got
saying
hurt.
that because he's done it before.
Yeah,
you're only saying that because it's happened many times before.
Yeah, right.
You're only saying that because he did it before.
Yeah, bro, the dude don't throw with anticipation.
Yeah, I anticipated him getting getting his wide receiver killed. So he does throw
right.
Oh my God. I put the link in the chat on the bottom because I am looking for a Daniel Jones supporter. And I want to be
We're not gonna make you feel
and this
bad.
channel?
Yeah.
I want you to come on here and be brave.
Be brave.
Be brave.
It's always difficult when your opinion is in a minority, but be brave. Come on in here, talk your ish.
Yes,
I unfollowed another YouTuber, a Giants content creator because.
Okay, well, that you just don't say that. You don't follow.
You should have been following him in the first place.
Follow a fucking YouTuber, my brother. What are you doing?
Right, we demand exclusive rights.
There's always loyalty. It's all about me. But go ahead.
Tim, I have to do it, Tim, because he I was speaking logic.
Okay, speaking logic. Okay,
they don't like that, Lester. They don't like that.
He's like, I'm a hater. I'm like, listen, bro. If I get on a chat, right, and the Eagle fan calls me a hater, you're damn right I'm a hater. I hate the Eagles. I hate the Cowboys. Right? I get it. Yes, absolutely. But I'm speaking logic to you, bro. You're telling me I'm not the first. Here's the cliche line. You're not a real Giants fan.
Oh, I love that one. I love that. That's my favorite line. You're a hater. You don't support team.
Why don't you go be cheer for somebody else? Then if you don't like the quarterback,
that's the other favorite one. Because you have a difference of an opinion. Because you have your own thought.
I have to get a whole nother team.
We are living in the age. First of all, brother Lester, you spoke very eloquently when you came on. So thank you, brother. But
did you just say he speaks so well to another black man? We'll talk off camera. We'll go to the side and huddle up for the black generation. We're gonna huddle up for this one.
But we're living in a serious. I talk about this with my other half all the time. And Tim and T Brad off camera as well. That we're in this weird area of life that's filtered into sports where having common sense, it just doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's more about who's more popular, who's saying the lightning strike comment, or people just want to say something just to put their stuff out there. Speaking on logic and common sense, looking back at the past to look forward to the future, to not repeat mistakes from the past. That's not what it's about. It's not. The Giants community, the fan base, even the team now with this 1925 Nittany Lion $200 hoodie, it's just become a mockery of itself. You know, sports used to be about, hey, can you play? Okay. You want to know why? And I hate bringing race into it, but you want to know why black players and Spanish players were allowed into the major leagues? Because they could play.
Right.
And people were watching Satchel Paige pitch at 38 years old going, that guy is good. We should bring him over here. Same thing with why over half the league, the NFL, back in 1925, there were pretty much no black players, pretty much. I did a video myself on that. Now, 100 years later, over half the league has black, Spanish, Asian, Hawaiian, whatever, Native American, everything. It's all a melting pot, as it should be. So it's so weird that even in sports, it's just, if you could play, you could play. Yo, back in my hood where I grew up, do you know the guy that everybody wanted to pick up? It was the white guy, like Billy Ho, coming in from White Men Can't Jump. Because if the white guy's coming to the black court and he's not scared, it's like, oh, that guy can play. And 9 times out of 10, that guy could play. And he wants to come and play with real competition. So I don't get this thing in sports just from a logic standpoint of either, like Lester said, can you play? Is he good? No. Okay. So why are we not putting the best players? I don't care what you look like. I don't care what your mama look like. I don't care what your fingernails look like. I don't care. But why is this team not putting the best player, the best product on the field? It's just mind-boggling. It's crazy, y'all. I have no explanation.
I got to drop somebody in here because I know he's not a Daniel Jones supporter. And I know he's not. I know he's not. I know you're not a Daniel Jones supporter.
No.
I'm here to support Daniel Jones.
I know you're not a
Whoa.
Wait,
look at that.
It, brother. Speak on it, brother.
I'm here to support Daniel Jones.
How are you going to support Daniel Jones? All the times you went on, how the hell are you going to support Daniel Jones?
Listen, I've now pledged my allegiance to the Washington football team, once known as the Redskins, that I will continue to call the Redskins.
He's not been walking yet.
I pledged my allegiance. I've been told 10 too many times I'm not a real Giant fan and go support somebody else, so I decided to. I'm taking this season off, and I'm in DC with it.
Boy, you just brought everyone down.
So here's my question,
man. We gotta get a hotline for him to get his family back.
James, I thought we had an intervention for James, man. You're on the list.
So here's my question: what is gonna happen in the Giant stratosphere if this team starts off 0-2 with a loss to the Redskins?
It's the offensive.
It's the offensive line's fault.
Right.
Is a rookie.
Joe must go shirts go half off.
Joe must go. It's Joe Shane's fault. He didn't put the right around the town around Daniel Jones. There was too much wind during game day because someone left some of the windows open in the stadium.
Right.
That's literally what it was going to be.
No, it's Saquon's fault. Blame it on Saquon. He didn't. Oh wait, he's not on the team anymore. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Saquon rushed for 120 yards, but too bad it was in Philadelphia.
Sorry.
So, I mean, on a serious note, do you think at that point they'll just pull him and be like, okay, enough's enough. Jones not the guy. Or do you think they're just going to still continue to die on the hill?
There'll be a mysterious injury. There'll be a mysterious injury.
Fair.
I have to say, if they didn't pull him in the Dallas game, and they didn't pull him in a couple other games that he was in that he probably should have got pulled a lot sooner, I think they're going to let him die on the hill.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to pull him. I don't think they're going to pull him for two reasons. The first reason is I think Mara's pride, right? He's footing that bill, bro. You know, and I think at this point his mentality is, listen, I'm paying this guy all this money. He's got to go out there. You know, I think that's the mentality. If not, they would have cut him loose already, man. That's just me. That's my personal opinion on it.
James,
he's dying on Hamburger Hill.
Good movie though.
So,
Great movie.
Good movie though.
Great movie.
Good movie though.
But he's dying on that hill. I think
in a war movie like that, going back to Weber.
The only way we're pulling him is if we go. We'd have not 0-2. We'd have to go like 0-4. But we'd have to 0-5. We'd have to be getting blown out like 40-0, 35-3, 28-3, like, and he'd have to look even worse than he already did, because all you're gonna hear from the background is, "We want Drew, we want Drew, we want Drew."
You're gonna hear that on the first interception. The very first interception, you are going to hear the "We Want Drew" chant. We got Johnny about it talking, saying he's basically saying this is, you know, we're setting up for Archie Manning. It's the 10-year saga.
I agree with that.
Giants have a 10-year plan, and that involves Archie Manning Jr.
So Tim, you're a season ticket holder. No one knows the pulse of the building, not the building, but the stadium quite like you do. What is the general perception of Jones or the situation in the actual stadium?
You know what's funny, and James can attest to this because James been with me a couple times last year. In 2022. Even when Jones was playing average, there was still this dull rumbling within the fan base in the stadium when he made a mistake, when he made an error, when he did something wrong. But there was no outward criticism. Last year, when we were there, you heard the rumblings even more, but you heard all of a sudden the criticism. You heard people calling. In the Seattle game, you heard people calling for Daniel Jones to be benched. You heard people yell, "Throw the effing ball! This guy's open! This guy's open!" I mean, I always harken back to the point when we're driving for what should have been a touchdown. Yelling at the top of his lung, "We're paying you $160 million. Throw the fucking ball!" And then as soon as he threw the ball and Witherspoon took it back to the touchdown, our entire section turned around and yelled at James.
Wow.
Your fucking fault because you told him to throw the ball.
Wow.
So it was James's fault. Literally, they were blaming James. When he
that really happened. That really happened, y'all.
When he wasn't picking up little kids wearing Seattle Seahawks jerseys.
So in short, you would say pretty much it's a kettle just waiting to whistle.
It's a kettle waiting to boil, and to your point, it's waiting. I personally think from the stadium perspective that we're at that whistle. And even when we were waiting in the coaches clubs, James and I, and Howard Cross was doing his television show or his radio show inside for the season ticket holders and coaches club members, he was trying to make excuses for Daniel Jones, and he was literally getting pissed. And that's what I'm loving about this, about Howard Cross a little bit, and Carl Banks and other people. He was literally getting pissed at the fans for questioning Daniel Jones and how he was defending Daniel Jones like he was his child, to the point that James, you literally, what did you say when you heard this? I'm not going to speak for you, but what did you say? Do you remember what you said to me?
I can't remember the exact words because all I remember is he had armed guards around him, like it was like a political thing, and they were like, "No, you can't come up to Howard. Stand back, 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. Don't ask no crazy questions." It was the weirdest thing I've seen. I gotta be honest. That was a very
James
weird
said
scene.
to me, and James said to me during all this, I cannot take this anymore. I have to fucking leave.
Oh yeah, because we were supposed to go on the field, and I bounced.
On the
Oh
field
yeah.
after the game, and James he literally said this. I cannot take this anymore. I cannot listen to Howard Cross anymore. Something's gonna happen. I gotta fucking leave. And you
James
left.
couldn't stomach it.
He left.
No. I was yelling. I was like, yo! I was like, he sucks, Howard. And the guard was like looking at me. I was like, oh, I gotta go. I'm gonna get shot. I gotta go.
So and that's the point. I remember that I mean, it drives me. It just makes you insane.
Right.
We have a couple of things I want to get. Member of the Goof Trip here. I think Carl Banks has mistaken criticism for actively rooting for Daniel Jones to fail. And I agree with that. I agree. I think he's taking I don't know. A lot of it's not constructive criticism. So I understand that. But yeah, I mean, it's and James Stein says Papa and Banks have questioned those fans who know that Jones doesn't have the health or skills to lead you to a championship and the story. I think that sums it up. Barr says Carl is unhappy getting paid good giant money these days and is not connected to his playing days. Like I said, I'm not going to bash Carl Banks for and I don't think we're bashing him at all, but I'm not going to call him out for being a homer.
Because I just don't take them serious. They're just working a job, and it's like they're getting paid. So it's like
if the Giants wrote me a check,
yeah,
I'd be a homer.
But isn't that a weird thing though, y'all? This is jump in. Isn't that a weird thing in society that we're sitting here, we pay all this money, you know, you're a season ticket holder. We buy the merchandise. You guys want us to pay $200 for a stupid hoodie, and it's just, oh well, they work for the team, so they're supposed to. There's literally spreading propaganda, not being objective, and we're just supposed to say it's okay because they work for the team. No objective opinion at all.
It's ridiculous.
I think, James, at this point, it's like they're almost trying to convince the rest of the league and the rest of the fan base who will see what's going on that we're not seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah, they're digging in. They're digging in more.
Yeah, and when you have to do that, man, you know what it is. You know, you don't have to sit there and try to convince anybody of what something is. If you see a lion in the jungle, you know it's a goddamn lion.
Facts.
Some people would say it's a liger.
Right, it's a liger.
My Blackbird says I've never spent over $40 for a hoodie, and shipping should be free for $213. Mr. Sanders says it's never Jones's fault, even when he holds the ball too damn long, can't read schemes or call audibles.
He doesn't call audibles either. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I got a
man.
question. Do a medium Pepsi come with that hoodie? That's what I want to know.
Medium Pepsi. A medium Pepsi.
One time offer.
A one-time offer, and we lost Coach Dave. A one-time offer for the medium Pepsi. But I mean, honestly, do you guys really think? I mean, do you? And I don't know how to phrase this. Do you really think that Carl Banks, Papa, Howard Cross, whomever, do you really think they believe what they're saying?
No, hell no.
I mean,
that's a great question.
Okay, that was a quick answer. I thought there'd be more of an answer to that.
Oh, hell no.
That's like saying, I believe Joe Shane is running the Giants organization and making all the moves. No, I don't agree. I don't think so.
Don't either, T-Brad. Listen, one of y'all said that our fan base have like a battered woman syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was T-Brad.
Nah, but before, just think about it. So, all right, so let's just dive into this a little bit, right? Because I know it's a sensitive topic, right? Losing does something to your spirit, man. It does something to you, you know. It kind of bogs you down, and then you have less and less expectations, right? And so now, instead of the expectations, I'm like one of y'all said is, damn, we lost the NFC Championship game. We didn't get there. We got to get back. It's like, oh, I'll take 6 wins. I'll take a playoff win, or we made it to the playoffs. It's sort of like, you know, I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I've been a Knicks fan. I grew up in Brooklyn. I've been a Knicks fan, you know, since probably '92. And it's like the Knicks started winning this year. And remember the reaction when we won our first playoff game? Like and a lot of people was like, well, you know, why they so, you know, why they reacting like there's just one playoff game? But it's just because that we haven't been winning for so long. You know what I'm saying? So to finally just get some type of just a small goal, hit a small goal. It's like you won the Super Bowl and shit. Sort of like Philly fans when they won the Super Bowl.
But you got to remember with Knicks fans that this is the most games we have won, playoff games in a year since I believe it was either 1999 or 2000. The six wins or the 7 wins we have right now. That is the most wins that we have had in the playoffs in almost 24 years.
And to the point that I'm making is that you kind of lower your standards a little bit, you know. Like for instance, I'm just kind of do a reverse. Like let's go to Foxborough for a second, right? If Brady didn't win 12, 13 games a year, the season was a failure, man. To them, because they're so used to it. So we're so used to losing, and it got us in a point now that because we're so battered down, that we just expect less. And this is why you have such a division in the fan base. Because we're not used to winning quarterback play. We took Eli for granted with him being always healthy, and now it's like we've been beat up so much that we're just wanting to accept anything, and just keep giving excuses. Oh, he hit me because he loves me. You get my point?
Basically, you're saying the fact that we have reached a point that we are so used to mediocrity, when anything's above that, we accept that as the next level, that we accept that as. And you know, it's funny though, the Giants actually just came out with a promotion for the new jerseys. And I'm not joking. They literally just came out with a promotion. If you buy one of the new throwback jerseys, you will get.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the yoga pants. Oh,
James, I got to get out of here soon. But James, I know you want to talk about the uniforms.
Just real quick, man. And T-Brad's going to like this. The helmet looks like a Michigan Wolverine helmet with Optimus Prime tone. The jersey looks like a Pepsi/Montreal Canadiens hockey jersey. And then the pants look like some Kim Kardashian yoga flex tone pants. That's what they came out with for our 100th anniversary celebratory 1925. Like, I just look at that, yeah. Like, look at the pants. The pants are so offsetting to me. It's bothering my soul. Look at the pants. You're gonna go out there and sweat in the. What are you doing?
James and I talked about that. Okay, sweating in these pants.
What are you? Those are tan yoga pants. Oh my! Do you know what Malik Neighbors is doing right now? He's going, damn man, I should have held out. I should have pulled the Eli. Oh my god. Would
this look better if the pants were a different color? What if the pants were blue?
Yes.
The pants alone are killing it.
That was too quick of a fucking answer.
I saw some variations where they kept the jersey.
They should have had white pants with a blue or red stripe.
Better. It's the
something.
See, I like white pants. I think white pants with like T-Brad saying with maybe the blue or red. No, you can't do a blue or red stripe because you got the stripes going the other way.
Either white pants or blue pants.
You
could have had on fireball pants better than that. They look like they're going to do yoga. Oh,
I'm not terrible about the jersey, but like I said, I can't unsee this.
Right.
That's horrible.
I can't unsee that. And then people are like, well, you know, the Giants were around before the Montreal Canadiens. No, they weren't.
Well, I think we should all get a shirt. I might be in the minority here, but I think we should all get a shirt and make sure we keep it. You can wear it if you want, but just make sure you keep that shirt so you can tell younger Giants fans, hey, there's a time our team was worse than this shirt looks. And you were around for that.
Well, I got to make the bad joke. T-Brad, I think I'm in the minority here.
Oh.
Hey, sorry. had to go that way. It's not that I hate them. I like the patch. I actually like the 100. I like the 100 season patch.
Did you hear what Tim just said, y'all? He likes the patch.
I said
the patch.
I like the patch.
He didn't say nothing about the uniform. He said the patch.
And I thought the patch would go nicely on the current uniforms. I really do. I do think that looks nice on the current uniforms. But my other question is: this is celebrating the 100-year anniversary of the New York Giants. And I know the jerseys is from 1925, the helmets from 1938. What about 86? What about 90? What about 2007? What about 2011? What about anything else? Because like I've said before, when I worked in marketing, you had focus groups and you brought in all ages and all ages, races, everything. You brought every different people in, and you showed them certain things, and you got their opinions. And I think Giants have gotten away from the fact that their fan base isn't the fans that grew up in the 50s and the 60s. A lot of their fan base is the fans that grew up in the 80s and the 90s. So you're asking people to wear a jersey from 1925 when these kids were born in 1986. But
we could go right to those jerseys too, and those face masks, the blue with the white face mask that we used to have back in the day. That would be nice.
Yeah. You know what? And to James's point, I would like to see them come out in leather helmets. Come out, play like George Clooney and Leatherneck, or Leatherheads. John Wayne was Leathernecks, but play like in Leatherheads, and wear. You can wear those dome things on if you want on top. I mean, but come out in leather helmets and no face mask.
That is just an ugly. Like when you were texting me about, we have new youth threat, and I was like,
James thought I was kidding.
Didn't think, like, I'm at work and I'm not thinking none of it, and then I go on and I look at the picture and I'm like, because you guys know, like, we're of a certain age, so you don't know what's real anymore when you first go online. Like, it's like, somebody made this up. This is somebody's TikTok channel. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Less than T. Somebody made this up in there with their mommy's pants and their old uncle's, high school hockey jersey, field hockey jersey. Like, that's not real. And then it's like, oh no, that's real.
Yeah. But James, remember last year that same uniform got leaked last year. Remember they had a picture of Saquon with that same the same.
I don't even remember that, brother. I must have missed that.
Yeah, they had a picture of Saquon last year. I'm like, no way.
Oh, well, it's another reason why he wanted to go to
last year, bro. I'm pretty sure Tim can find it. They had a picture of Saquon in that uniform.
I'm actually looking for it because I kind of remember it. But I don't remember it was the same uniform.
It was the top. The shirt, the jersey was the same.
The jersey was the same. I'm looking for it. I kind of do remember it, but I don't.
Yeah. I saw it recently. As about 2 weeks ago. Well, actually, when the uniform dropped, I saw it because someone posted a picture of it.
Hold on, I think I found it. Hold on. You know me, I'm doing my professionalism here because we're a professional show. That's why all the big celebrities come on here. That's why we have so many people beating on their door to come in and be a part of this channel. Something's fucking seriously wrong for you. You want to deal with this garbage.
So James,
hold on. You did find
the pants, man. What
happened, Big Lex?
If they change the pants,
the pants are they're just so offsetting. It's like I look at the thing and all I see is the pants. It's what?
I do think it is the pants. Here is to Lester's point. Here is the what Saquon Barkley was wearing at the time.
Yo, we are killing it today. Oh my God. God.
Here we go. There was what Lester was talking about. Saquon Barkley right now in the new Giant throwback uniform. He misses the Giants so much they actually captured him wearing this in Veterans Stadium. It wasn't even at Lincoln Financial. He was in Veterans Stadium, which they blew up 20 years ago. But this is what we caught him wearing the other day, missing the Giants so much.
That is hilarious.
That's amazing.
It's
the similarities to that a little scary. A little scary.
Like, thank God I got my Photoshop open again. So I can do all these things. Oh, OG says this is the best Giants podcast for sure. You always keep it real. That's why I love OG, because he's got no taste. He knows.
Yeah, but nobody likes that anymore. In the 80s and 90s, it was all about keeping it real. Early 2000s. Now it's about faking it till you make it. Fake it till you make it.
I've been faking it on this channel for years, and I haven't.
Do y'all hold up real quick? Last bit. Do y'all remember the old Sprite commercials with the one with the kid? He's watching Grant Hill and he tries to dunk and then he falls and he spazzes. You know what the slogan for Sprite used to be? Image is nothing. Image is nothing. Now today, it's all about image. It's all about image. It's just, it doesn't matter what's behind the prop, as long as the prop looks pretty in the front. It doesn't matter if there's nothing keeping it standing up forward or there's nothing support behind it. As long as it just looks pretty in the front. And that's what they're just trying to pretty up dirt. They're just trying to pretty up fertilizer.
The lie. They gotta sell the lie.
Yeah, that's all it's about. I mean, we are going into a season. Just to sum this up, because Tim's got to go. Sum this up, right? We're coming off an offseason where we did not draft a quarterback in a quarterback heavy draft, right? The two guys we could have moved up to try to get Drake. The Drake didn't do that, right? The other two guys, Penix, who brother T wanted, and then the other guy, JJ from T School, who I would have even taken over Daniel. We didn't take neither one of those brothers. Both of those brothers got picked up by teams who had quarterbacks already. Okay, cool. Our biggest offensive weapon, Saquon Barkley, is gone. Regardless of what you think, he was our biggest offensive weapon. He's gone to our rival.
Right.
To our rival. We bring on this young, hopefully young stud receiver. But it's like, again, how good is that receiver going to be without a running game?
Right.
Without a running game.
Right.
Right. Okay. Then our defensive coordinator, Wink, who seemed like he was actually doing a pretty good job, he's gone because he had a tiff with the coach. A tiff with the coach. The coach lied to him, did some BS behind his back. He didn't like that. And he's a man. I respect the hell out of men like that. Oh, you did my people dirty? I'm out.
I'm out of here.
We hired another guy from Tennessee. Oh, people like this guy so much. It's like, was he there when we beat them that game with Saquon, when Saquon ran it in the last play of the game before overtime? Was that guy there for that? Because if he let Daniel Jones come down to Tennessee and beat him, how good is that guy going to be?
Right.
And then now the team, and then the team, hold on, last point. The team, to try to get us pumped up, is charging season ticket holders an extra $25 to come to a free event, but now it's $25. Right. And on top of it, you want people like me, T-Brad, and Lester, and brother Tim, to wear a hoodie that just says 1925 on it. 1925.
$200.
No, nothing else. No, go Giants. Hey, celebratory 100-year season. Just Lions. 1925. Let's go Nittany Lions. And this is the team that so many fans and so many YouTubers are going to get out there and go and come up with all of these reasons why we're going to be good. Keep in mind, we lost 40-0 last year on opening night.
I'm over that.
Well, Daniel Jones can't play defense.
I'm over that. Now imagine
he can't play offense either, apparently.
You can't play. How about that?
So sum all that up. That's where we are, guys. That's where we are.
Did I say Evan Neal?
I'm just gonna say this now, guys. You're all goofy.
We're here.
You're having your own opinions.
Goofy segments.
What the hell's wrong with you? You're goofy, James.
Fan on, boys. Fan on.
Fan on. You're all part of the goof troop. You're all goofy.
I'm using that all year. Fan on.
I'm making fan on t-shirts.
Fan on.
Are the Knicks on tonight?
Knicks on at 3:30.
Good luck, sir. Good luck, y'all.
Knicks on at 3:30. All right, I'm going to give, because I actually do have to get out of here. I'm going to give everyone, as always, their final thought. We're going to start in the corner with T-Brad, because he's been awful quiet this last 25 minutes.
Hey, man, I'm just chilling, enjoying the day, man. Just real thing off of football. Take some time for yourself, clear your mind, and be around family. It's really peaceful. So just take time to do that. That's all I got.
I love it, man. I love it. And actually, you should jump off, because you should go spend time with your lovely family. You shouldn't be with this mess, man.
Oh no,
Because
I
how
already
hard you
blocked this
work.
timeout. I blocked this timeout yesterday.
Okay, good. 'Cause I don't want to get in trouble with your lovely wife. I
No,
don't
we
want to get in
blocked this timeout yesterday.
holding you hostage as we're sitting here talking minutia. Lester, what do you got for us?
I just got to say, fan on, man.
Fan on.
Fan on.
Yeah,
There will be online Big Blue Fan on T-shirts for sale for $219.99, but shipping will be free.
Hey Tim, please come up with some "You Were Right" shirts, just in case Daniel Jones does play really, really good, and you can start selling those off now for
I'm gonna sell those too, man.
$35.
Breath on that T. Brad, not on Daniel Jones.
I have, and I think T. Brad said it best, and James, we're gonna get to you in a
Sell them
second.
to Gabe's when you're done.
T. Brad said it best when T. Brad says, "I hope that Daniel Jones comes out and throws for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns and leads the Giants to the Super Bowl." I hope that. And you know what's funny? I hope that as well. But as a fan, I should be allowed to criticize what I see and not being called a goofy or a hater because I have my own opinion and it does not go with the collective.
That's exactly why.
And at the end of the day, like I said, I want the Giants to win. I don't even watch Star Trek, and someone was telling me about the board. And it was you. I had to go Google it, see what the fuck he was talking about. But now I get it. You will get assimilated. And I should, and like I said, at the end of the day, I hope the Giants win. I hope Daniel Jones is 4th out. I hope he goes 16-1, beats every team 40-0 in the playoffs, and wins the Super Bowl. And I will say I was wrong. I will say I was wrong about this. I won't apologize. I don't apologize for being wrong because people are wrong. But I will say I was wrong, and I'm glad that he won. James, I'm going to give you the final thought.
Real simple. Do you know what a lot of Giants fans are to me? You guys are like the girl in the beginning of Jaws who thought it was a good idea to go nude swimming in the middle.
She actually
by the
passed
beach.
away 2 days ago.
I know. R.I.P. to her. I was going to say that word. I saw that. R.I.P. to her. It was one of my favorite movies.
Didn't either.
My mother put me onto that movie. That's why I always love it. But it's real. At the beginning of the movie, the girl, she goes out nude swimming. The boyfriend she was with, he gets drunk and passes out on the beach. That's what a lot of you guys fans are. You're out there nude swimming in the middle of the dark water next to a buoy, and a shark is chasing you, and you're just screaming your heads off. And it's like, you should have just never gotten the water. That's all I got. And if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, I really don't care. Fan on!
Fan on.
First of all, she wasn't his girlfriend. She was just there. He was an Islander. So
that's right. Yeah.
He was just trying to pick her up that night. At the bonfire. Okay.
Oh yeah, the fire. Yeah, they have the hippie.
Movie references is right, James. So he was already an Islander, but he was going to school off island. So he was just back for the summer.
Hey, listen, the point is she died in the movie. Okay. All you Daniel Jones fans, that time is coming. All right. You're hanging on to that buoy for dear life. You're hanging on. But that time is coming. That shark's gonna pull you down. That's all I got. That's all I got. Fan on.
You basically say Jones is a buoy.
No,
because she fell off the buoy.
No. You know who Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones is the shark. It's coming to get them and pull them down.
James, you know what my worst fear is?
Spiders.
That Jones, that too. But Jones has a decent season. When I say decent,
I was gonna say, what do you mean by decent, brother?
3,015 touchdowns.
He throws for say 3,000 and probably 25 touchdowns, right?
Oh God.
And we double down on this guy, and we go right back to Daniel Jones.
Triple to James' point, we triple down.
You mean triple? We already doubled down, brother. Yeah. We be tripling down.
And then he got to ride the contract out, and then we stuck with quarterback play for the bad quarterback play for the next 2 years.
Yeah, that is the worst case scenario. That is the worst case.
Is that what I'm saying?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
Right in the middle.
Back here, he had.
That is the worst case scenario
for him.
Yeah.
So he steps it up because these guys, when their job's on the line, there's a little desperation kicks in, and then after that, boom, right back.
Well,
Honestly, that's so scary. I'm mad you said that, Lester. I'm
we
actually mad you put that in there.
We need to remember that. We still have the Rangers and Knicks.
That's actually so scary.
Because I don't know.
I don't know. But you know what, guys? As always, we got to close this show out. Carl Banks didn't show up. This is Tim. This is T-Brad. We got Lester. And, of course, we have James Williams bringing you the best of your Giants Sports Talk Entertainment. Look out for a new video, maybe tomorrow. Lord only knows if the Giants will let me. And, as always, thank you. And we are out here. Have a great weekend, everybody.